and happy Tuesday. How are you guys? I am in the midst. I'm going to try and very quietly move everything off to the side while I talk for a couple seconds. Actually, I'm not hardly going to talk. I'm going to write to pointing down. I actually have an idea. It is Tuesday textures. We've been doing textures since like the start of February. I decided I was going to do a little series on textures on Tuesdays. Hi, Vicki. And so we've been playing with a bunch of different ideas. We did dryer sheets. We did faux linen or faux silk, one of the two. Maybe it's the same difference. I did some weird thing. I can just see this. I did some weird thing on this. And then I double weirded that, which is funny that I found this because I brought back out the ironing board and the iron, of which I don't even use, generally speaking, in my everyday life, but it is a crafting one. And if I could show it to you, you would laugh. It is a very old, very, very old one. I think it must be one of my mom's. Anyways, so I went to use a common household product around that's around the house usually for most people, but not for me. So I looked at the time and I thought, I have just enough time because I don't have another idea. And I ran over to my mom's. She's not there. So that definitely, had she been there, I don't think she's, bless her. She's a godsend anyways, because she still would have been like, okay, whatever you need, go for it. And I would have said, I'll talk to you later, bye, Mom. But anyways, I knew she wasn't there. So ran in, stole the item, and went from there. Hello, Miss Anne. How are you doing? So we're on the final countdown to a clean and different room. I do like this a little bit. You helped me, I think, with this. So we need to sort of keep that. But that probably is going to go. Anyways, Anne is going to help me organize my room. She's coming up this weekend. And we're going to get it clean. I'm kind of excited. Thursday night. So Friday, I'll be like, oh, she's bringing a new cocktail, actually. A new cocktail recipe. So maybe we'll do the live together. Are you ready, Anne? Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing? Okay, I'm going to pop you guys down. I'm also trying to, in my mind, go, oh, what am I going to do after I get the background? When I did this, my name's Lori LaRose, by the way. I don't think I haven't said that. I've been a Stampin' Up. It is usually tea time at this point. I'm glad you're having one. I didn't have time to make mine because I was I boiled my water, but I was running like a fool. So there it is. Whoa, that's so close. What was I going to try and say to you? Good. Oops. Went for a nice walk today, I did. And what else did I do? I feel like there's something I'm supposed to tell you guys. Oh, did I tell you? I think I did. Yes, I did. I told you, don't shop yet. The light just seemed to get really weird there. That's interesting. I actually think that I feel like my my phone is adjusting for spit it out, Lori. I feel like my phone is adjusting for the lighting that I have going on here. Okay, hang on one second. I do have to bring in yesterday's card was kind of pretty, and I don't know what I was just thinking, but I needed to show, because I was just looking at this. And I think this could make this is a preemptive actually to what we might be doing today. A little bit, anyways, it's going to look a little bit the same, but so I'll choose different colors on purpose. But used Whale Done and Beauty of the Deep, which I did tell you already, don't shop, period, for the Beauty of the Deep dyes. I don't think they're the ones you want. I think my Ocean Friends or something like that. This one is stain, so you don't need to buy that one lickety-split. Paper, you guys, is going up like from the 14 something to, pardon me, that's me running, $14 to $20 flat in Canada. So it's a good time to pick up a few extra packets of your paper and go from there. Okay, so I am going to bring in a piece of wax paper, actually. And Mom has brown wax paper. Who knew? So I am a parchment paper girl. You cannot do this with parchment paper because we are using the wax, actually. And so you do need to, and in case you're just coming on, A, I'm Lori LaRose. B, I live a few feet away from my mom. C, I just did a 100 twice dash And I don't do it in 10 seconds, I will tell you that. But I did do it in a minute or less. I got over there, up the stairs, down the stairs, and back again. Okay, so parchment paper, no, not parchment paper. So this looks like parchment paper because of its color, but it is not. So I'm just gonna, as we say, square it up. Honestly, I think in the old days we didn't really square this up, but basically I'm gonna cut this to be the same piece as a, not the whole quarter panel, but just a, what do you call it? You don't want to get wrinkles in it per se. I was running over with it, so it might have gotten a couple, but I'm gonna cut it 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm going to sandwich it between 2 things. So I'm actually going to get to make 2 different choices today, and that's what I was trying to think. Ooh, how am I going to decorate this? Which is what made me think of this card that I just made, because likewise did a little bit of fun coloring there, and then was like, whoa. Okay, so Texture Tuesdays. This will be, I think, maybe next week, and then I think I'm going to leave it. Most, just about all of my cards sort of have textures in one way or the other, and then it's just sort of hard. I did really want to showcase the few that I did. Automatically textures, obviously. Embossing folders are automatically a texture, so I was trying to avoid like the obvious ones, including embossing paste, because it's also not something you might have around the house. If you're like me, maybe you don't, but maybe your next door neighbor has a piece of wax paper. So not parchment paper, but it does need to be wax paper. And can I say that enough times? What I am hoping is that it's on both sides. It may not be, because this newfangled world we live in. So you're going to need an embossing folder though. This is just a take. So we could use this pretty wave one, but since we just did a wave one, let's stretch our imaginations. I grabbed 2 while I was running around. And I have, hi Marlene, how are you? I have a very pretty floral one, and I have a very pretty leafy one. So what I'm thinking about is I'm going to add a bunch of ink, sort of like this basically, right? And so my question would be, do we want to do it? The leafy one comes from one that we actually worked with in the summertime, in the September actually, and we played with it lots of different ways. It is kind of, it feels to me like it's a little bit more neutral. This one seems very dynamic, but I think it'd be really fun for the summertime. Hi, Roz. So I think we will go with this guy actually, and I will throw it into the embossing folder and go from there. Now, the other thing that I'm hoping for, this side I'm sure is waxy. So I'm going to put it face side up because I think that's how they work. We'll see. I don't need to worry about the straight line. I'm just going to emboss this. So I just have to run it through my embossing machine over there. I'll leave this pretty guy here for you to look at. And in case you get tired of looking at that one. Oh, this was another textures that we did, right? The bokeh with a white craft ink. And then I don't know if, you know, I've been kind of, oh, you guys, here it is. You know that I've been kind of working with white craft ink after making my black ink pad out of the blank white and having a whole new bottle of white. Oh, that's not what I want. Hang on a second. Remember yesterday, for those that watched me, and if you don't, you can watch the replay because it was a good card yesterday. I was taxing my brain with, okay, now I'm just taxing my brain of where things are. Taxing my brain with how to use the embossing folders. I am using a fat one, and so 3D I think they call it. So I'm just currently, Friday nights are a good night because you get to drink while you're waiting for me to come back with my product. It doesn't help when I see things like this and I think, oh yeah, there's the embossing folders thing. No, it's not. Oh, for goodness sakes, I can't do this technique. Oh, here it is right in front of me. Those fairies, they come along. Anyways, Friday nights, when I'm losing stuff, it's really good. You can just drink while you wait for me to come up with some stuff. I did find the 2 2 dies. So I'm going to bring over 2 new dies for you guys to find their homes for me. Which 2 do I want most to be found? Okay, I'm going to bring over kind of an obvious one and then a couple not so obvious. I'm bringing over 3 actually. Stretch your brains today. And I'm not using any of them, but there you go. The grass, no number on it. This tree, no number on it. Not the same one, I don't think. And these butterflies. 3 sets. What do you think they come from? Where can I put these guys away? Do, 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 do. Okay. Embossed this guy. And we're going to do... Hi, Alexina. I love all of Roz's flowers. So yesterday I had to laugh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that embossed beautifully. Oh, and of course, carry on your conversations, you guys. I have to go get 2 pieces of white paper too. Somehow I did think I did this, so I am losing my brain. Friday nights we drink while we're waiting for me to find my stuff. Tonight, you just have to be patient. Actually, any night you're welcome to drink with me. So I'm cutting these guys down to 5 1/4 and 2 pieces 4 inches wide each. Using everyday stuff around our house you should have, or you can run over to a neighbor's and grab. Okay, so pretty cinchy, Simon. We're going to put this guy in here and sandwich this guy on top. And I'm not quite sure why it doesn't fit exactly, but that's okay. So because it doesn't fit exactly, I'm going to grab just a little piece of copy paper and I'm just going to cover up just to protect my iron a little tiny bit. It's never a bad idea to fold that up inside. And I can feel that I've actually used this for embossing powder before. So I'm going off screen, I think. Maybe not. You guys can see my old iron. Oh, there's my iron. Isn't that funny? So no water. And I won't be able to do this. So I'm literally just going to, I'll show you in 1 second what I did. Okay? Wait 1 second. I'm just going to do it right now. I'm just pressing down over top of this, the paper, for a few seconds. And again, I'm not positive. The new wax paper should be waxed on both sides. And so we should get a 2 for 1 on this. If it's not waxed on both sides, we'll get a 1 for 1. And in the future, I would know not to waste my good white piece of paper when it's not going to work. All right, so I think that should just about do it. I will unplug that because I don't need it plugged in anymore. And it's quite hot, so I'm just hot. Okay. So fun. Hi, Diane. All right. Unveil of it. Oh, my goodness sakes. What the heck? Didn't expect that. That's super weird. So interesting. So I was at school making cards and I asked for some scrap paper for the kids to scrap it on, and they handed me a big stack of recycling paper, basically, of an activity. And I just brought home the extra, but I must have done it on the other side too. Interesting. When I heated up the photocopy, it got yucky. All right, now I'm not convinced that did quite what I wanted it to. This does not seem, it seems like a very light wax, can I just say? So let's see how it went, because I'm not super convinced. I am going to do this one with a couple different, yellows I'd like to do it with, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my lemon lolly. I'm going to pull in some pretty pink, actually, as well. I'll make a kind of a pretty color. And then, where's my peach parfait? I used it yesterday. Oh, right in front of me. Can you see it there? All right. Please cross your fingers, you guys. Textures in the old days. So this was one that we did. Oh, I think I can kind of see it. We're really crossing our fingers. So I ran a piece of, it's not parchment paper, but it really looks like it, and it's kind of behaving like it. I could feel that there was a little bit of waxy residue on it, at least on one side. I'm not sure about both sides. And I ran it through this fun folder. And when you press on it, of course, it squashes this out. The extra plus in the old days, now in this day we could do it a different way, but you can use this as a layer, like vellum kind of, and have that on a card as well. and just work around it. I'm just trying to think if I have anything sort of handy. Well, I have a mousse right here. Put a little happy. You make me happy, little mousse. And he could be walking along. It does have a little bit of texture. I could run it back through the texture machine and see, and then use this as a piece of texture. The other thing that you can do, just so that you're reusing, reuse, and all that kind of stuff, if in your fine dies, if you cut out, if I wanted to cut this out, for instance, if I put this between, especially for words, it's awesome. When you stamp it out, then this just peels right out and there's no tugging or whatever. So for your super fine dies, it's never a bad idea to use a little bit of wax, or, and I don't know, I've never used parchment paper. I kind of think that possibly our die cutting machines got better, or I don't know, because I haven't noticed I've had to use it as much. Okay, so we're going to cross our fingers. I can see something on here. Let's see if it becomes magic. Pardon my little fingernails that are peeling off. Boo, I just did them. I have like the oiliest nail beds in the world, which is sort of sad. Because I love to have painted nails and they won't grow either. But I don't really love the drilling that goes on when you do the other kind of nails. So it is what it is. It's me. Okay, so I'm going to start off the page and come on. And we're going to just kind of do some swirls and stuff. And hopefully we see something. This first lightest color might not do a lot. I don't think you can overheat this. When I did it in the old days, I'm sure I could remember seeing it a little bit better. I can sort of see something happening. So it's kind of working on a wax resist situation. And so my darker colors are going to work out better. So patience, my loves. And we'll see this in just 5 seconds. Let's pull in this pink. And I need a little pink brush. It's a pretty dark pink. And I just have a baby pink. And I don't even have that right now. Ooh. Oh, there it is. Do you guys have a preference between your big blending brushes and your littles? You know what I'm going to see for shopping. Remember, don't shop tonight. Oh, wait. At midnight tonight you could. Whew, that came fast. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we've got free shipping. So at midnight tonight, I bet you, excuse me, Mountain Time, you would be able to do this. I do recommend buying your paper, your colored stock paper. And I'm just going to look at the blending brushes, if I can find them in the new catalog. Look under the, what do you call it? I wish I'd have grabbed a embossing folders, embossing. The embossing folders, I think, are going up actually, you guys, as well. 109. And there's several of them sticking around. 109. Oh, yes, the emboss, ooh, maybe they're not. I can't say conclusively. Hang on 1 second. I am looking for, ugh. Sorry, good gracious. Coloring tools, blending brushes on page 129. No, same price, so you don't need to worry about them. Do you guys have a preference between the little ones and the big ones? There, see, now we're cooking with some fire, which Connie has told me that doesn't make any sense. Cooking with fire is like old-fashioned. Cooking with gas is the expression. Oh, I said. So I'm starting off the page and coming on to try and avoid some weird marks. Whee! How fun is that? So as far as texture, it's absolutely you're just seeing it because it 100% is, there's no feel to it. I don't want to over feel it just in case because it's doing an emboss, a wax resisty kind of thing. And so I just want it to be quite, I want to make sure there's no fingerprints while I'm doing this, if you know what I mean. Woohoo! So my daughter is over in Japan right now. She spent 2 days at Disneyland Disney Tokyo, it's called, which is actually, I guess, not technically Disney. I got a little package from Stampin' Up! Today. I'm going to Disney World with the other incentive trip earners rather, from Stampin' Up! Last year I worked hard and with intent and purpose and earned the trip to Disney World, and they sent us a little package. So that's what I was going to tell you. Yesterday, my daughter was leaving. So I left the house at just before 2 o'clock, and I have an 800-meter driveway down to the highway. And it's muddy and snowy right now because, yeah, it snowed here. Yes, it did. Crazy. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm just adding all different colors all over the place here just to make it pretty. So my daughter was leaving right behind me, the littler one, and I get like, I'm heading to town and I hear a ring, ring. My phone doesn't actually do that, but anyways, I'm like, hello, what's up? Like, did I forget something? Did I, what? And she's like, did you see the box sitting at the driveway, like on the highway, Mom? I was like, what? So when I come back from being in town, sure enough, there's a box from, I do Good Chef, Good Chef's Plate, as well as HelloFresh. And there's a Chef's Plate box right there on the highway. I'm like, well, that's handy. Not. Rather weird. Compared to this morning when I get a phone call from FedEx again saying, hey, we just want to verify where you are. So they do a whole satellite imaging with my blue box number and my sign number. And they're like, oh, yeah. And they figure out exactly where I am. And he even zooms it down with satellite. And he's like, yeah, there's another house. And then like my mom's house and mine, basically. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's us. And he's like, okay, well, they'll be there in a couple hours. And I'm like, okay. And I know it's going to be my Stampin' Up! Big, huge package for like incentive. I earned Norway a couple years ago, and we got like a giant box, and it was full of socks and a beautiful Norwegian sweater, and it was fantastic, and I loved it, and la la la. So I go meet her, I'm all excited, yay! And I'm excited no matter what, don't get me wrong, but it's an envelope, and I'm like, what is this going to be? And they had sort of said that they would give many of because they're supposed to be pillow gifts, and I don't know if they had sent the box ever before or if that was one of the first years, and there had been some disappointment from some who kind of felt like, oh, it was so fun to go back to the room and find out what was there as opposed to getting everything all at once. Whatever. So now I guess this is what they're doing, went back to. So anyway, so I get it, and I knew that it wasn't going to be everything, but I'm like, so I open up my little envelope, I'm all excited. And I won't tell you what it is in case there's other people still listening to me. But it was fun and exciting. And there it is. I am looking forward to the pillow gifts. Let's go with that. But it's getting me ready for it. Now that's really pretty, hey? So that is texture. And I can tell you right now, it's absolutely smooth. So there's no texture at all. But there's definitely a look of texture. Let's see what the other side did. I'm going to do the same colors, partly because I think they're pretty, and partly because I'm curious to see how it really is. And again, I'll start off with the boring stuff. So I took a picture. I posted it to my a couple private groups because I don't know, I just did. I could totally post it to Access Stamp, and it just is pretty funny. And then especially then compared to like what happened with today's, it's like, da, 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 da. So I'm curious. So one should be the negative and one should be the positive of this, if that makes any sense. So they should look different. I might also have them upside down, let's face it. So I just used a piece of wax paper between two sheets of a beautiful basic white paper. And I'm just now, and yeah, I really do like this color, so it's good. I'll just keep going. I actually do think, if it's opposite, if it's mirror. Okay, so this and this are going to be the same. And then this and this, basically. Yes, so this is this here. Okay, I'm on to it now because these were sandwiched together, right? But on top of that, these two are going to be the same. One should be the positive, one should be the negative, because you've got the in grooves and the out grooves, right? This is pokey uppy and this is pokey inny. So there should definitely be a different feel between the two of them. I have to say, I do kind of like the big brushes better. And it might be a patience thing. So yeah, Stampin' Up! Announced free shipping for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, you can get your wish list like crazy ready now already. Get ready to go with that. And if you need any help with some ideas of what you should be getting. You guys saw me do that. Put it in the wrong one. I wanted to put some yellow on here. It's lemon lolly, not daffodil, so it's being pretty. So this is the pink. This one's more subtle. But there was wax on both sides of my wax paper at least. So again, not to use parchment paper. There's no wax on parchment paper. So now I'm just adding in a little tiny bit more. And then we can make some pretty cards with this as a background. So I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 23 years. When I first started, we didn't have an embossing folder actually. So we just wrinkled, if this was our piece of paper, we literally just did this because we didn't have embossing folders, and I was making this that long ago. Open it up and we'd do that, and it would be like giraffes or geometric, right? And we do the same background technique. But I will tell you that I was really, I love the background so much. It's like, what do I want to do now? I just want to keep it the way it is. Okay, so two very different, and I'm not sure which one's which because of the way I did it. My guess is that this is the right side, the pop-up side, and this is the negative side, because this one is kind of, do you guys agree that the right side A is a little bit prettier? So I feel like that's probably the case. This gives more of a tie-dye feel to me. No, a batik feel is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now what to do with these? And this is where I used to leave my people and be like, okay, we used to do like brayers. We had brayers back then. And it'd be like, yeah. So in today's world, I can use all sorts of die cuts and circles. We did have punches back in the day. But I can do ideas like that. I'm also thinking that I can very nicely, and there is a couple sets. I don't know if they're still... This one's leaving, but with CTMH coming on board here, we've gotten quite a few, excuse me, go ahead and spit it out, Laura. We've gotten quite a few stamp sets that are, oh, this one's on sale actually. Let me show you because I love it. Where is it? Smile. One of my friends is just ordering it finally. I think it's on for $14. And this would look very cute on here, actually. And I could even do a little tiny bit of this and cut this out. Maybe I will. So many of the words are scrapbooking or memory keeping or planner. That's some of the part that I was using. I do love a good planner. Oh, that's kind of cool. So I'm opening up my Google to... Oh, it's in Norway. I would not have thought that. Opening up my Google to opening up my computer to see if this set is how much it's costing and if it's available, because that's the one I'm going to use. And Google just came up with the same one that when you go in the Calgary airport, it looks just exactly the same river. But there's no way that they would I mean, it is an international airport, but would they actually have Norway? I don't think so. All right, Stampin' Up. Yes. This is why I just like to be in the general melee, because it kicks me out. Oh, now it's just going to sign me back in anyways. Ugh, a fool. Yeah, let's see if I can search with this. Kindness expressions. 161415. Oh, $16.50, you guys. This is great. So I'm going to, oh, happy day or sending sunshine, and I'll do smile on the other one. And these are only 95%, so they're going to be bigger. Very large. I really like the happy day too. And I feel like I just used this not very long ago, but. And I'm going to stamp that in. I think I'm going to go and grab my espresso ink because I love my espresso. If you have a Stamparatus, this would be exactly when I would actually use my Stamparatus so that I could ink it twice, straight direct over top of something like this. Hi, Maureen. But since many of us don't have that, I won't use it either. The other trick I will show you, though, is once you stamp it, just to leave it down. Sorry for my little coughing. I have a slight tickle in my throat. Oh, I'm bouncing like crazy. I'm going to unplug this because I'm going to think that it'll be okay, and it's getting in the way. Sorry for my fingers in there. Oy. Okay. I had you plugged in. I'm going to zoom you in just a little tiny bit more so you can see the nice detail. Which is bad because then when I go to show you, I'm right up in your face. Okay, so using early espresso, which, little hint, oh my gosh. This is why I say to the kids, so I go and stamp with the kids and I'm like, I'm an expert, but look, I still make mistakes. This is why I totally am a control freak and don't let them ink, because if I'm making such a mess, what will they do? When my ladies come to stamp, they do a better job of it than me too, I think, sometimes. Okay. Da-da-da-da. All right, so that is going to be straight on there. Nice thing is it doesn't really matter because it's kind of a funky thing. I'm going to maybe even purposely tilt it. I'm going to go up or down. I'm going to go right where it is. So shy of having the old Stamparatus idea, if you just, I'm not pressing it. If you just put it on there, I'm doing just a little pressure, but now I'm just going to leave it there for 5 seconds. Ooh, what the heck? Where did that come from? I feel like I must have had, did you guys see that little tiny bit of purple that I had? Mm-hmm. That's okay. I can, even though this is my favorite one, I'm sure that is my purple. I don't think it's my, oh, I have purple on me. What's that from? Oh, I would have had more. I'm not sure. I don't think it is from here. I feel like something that I just picked up had that. But it's good. I'm cleaning up the rest of it. Okay. On this one, I think I'm going to use this Smile. And then I'm going to stamp that and color it a little tiny bit, I think. It almost could be this little flower. And this one comes from, oh, it's the hibiscus, actually. I can see that now. Happy Hibiscus. Let's see what the Happy Hibiscus is. Okay, so again, this set, I'm just letting that all ink that just soak it in. It's not going to do any harm or foul. The Happy Hibiscus, let's see what they're doing. $16.50. I am pulling up things that you should get. Okay, this stamp set is, I don't think this is leaving. I think this is sticking around, but this is the stamp set. You Make Me Smile, and it is 75%. So I'm going to use this set, actually. I'll keep that. So this is $14. It is a fun one. And this guy is $16.50. It's 161415. It's available right now. Don't buy it right now. Don't buy it until noon. No, till midnight, I mean, not noon. Oh, goodness. All right, and then I'm going to stamp with this guy as well. I'm going to lift this up now. Ta-da! That's kind of fun, hey? And then I'll do something more with that. Anyways, yeah, so a lot of times I would leave the ideas to the girls. I'd be like, okay, now you figure out what you're going to do with it. Anybody say where these 3 stamps are from? We've got a whole bunch of people on here. Textures Tuesdays. And where did that come from? We have a little bit of grass. We have some trees. And we have some butterflies. If you know where those are, it's all right if you repeat them. Some of the girls may have actually answered me. I'm not sure. This one here, I'm going to bring in, I think, a big one. Oh, no, I'm using little words, actually. So, although this is 75%, what is the one I was going to use? You make me smile. Thanks for being so kind. Oh, look at that nice texture. As soon as you use this once, I have to tell you, your pinks and reds dye are photopolymers. That's okay. I wouldn't mind using the smaller of this. Yes. Yay, okay. Because then I have more of this showing. Kind of sad about that, but it's not the end of the world. It's sort of in the right flavor. Makes it look like it was done by somebody, a person. I could stamp this in pretty in pink. I'm just going to stamp it on a little piece of extra. Okay, this is perfect. I was curious because I just saw my petunia pop over there. I could stamp it in that, but I'm not going to. And I am curious about... There it is. I just lost it. Did you see me looking? Could you feel me looking for it? What did I do with it? I was thinking. Oh, oopsie. Wanted to see what this was like. Oh, yeah, that's kind of pretty, actually. Okay, I'm totally going to do it in that. I'm going to stamp it up a little bit higher. Nice. And then I'm going to bring in a couple hibiscus flowers. And it's a 2-step hibiscus. So I'm going to pull a couple of these out. I think this is too big, this one, for my show today. That one's awfully large. I'm going to leave that one for this time. Oh! This is a 3-part. I see that. Okay, well, I'll do it now and then forever hold my peace. No, I will have an extra one for another day. Okay. And I think that's because those 3 pieces I can emboss them as well. So this one is a 3. I have not used this. Can you tell? Online. Still looks like it's available. This one you lay in here like this. And I can actually texturize it as well and cut it out at the same time. It's definitely like that. It's the only way it can be. And then you run that through the machine, and these 3 have texture on them at the same time. I am not going to do it like that, but that's okay. So I need another piece of white paper to do this. Better get a proper piece of paper. So yeah, I'm pulling together. I'm down to the final few things to put away before my Anne comes and takes care of me. All right, so I'm going to stamp this guy first. And I don't think this will fit on here, does it? No. Where's this guy? Ooh. That didn't really work. Hang on one second. So that it fits, I'm flopping it down and onto a piece of white paper, like paper as opposed to my glass mat. Works kind of nice, just saying. I'm going to stamp this. I'd like to have stamped it in Melon Mambo #1. But I have to tell you, I wonder what it would look like if I did it in the pop with the pink. The hibiscus can be so pretty, all their different colors. Let's see what this looks like. I can always do another one as well. So I'm going to stamp it, the outline, and often I prefer to do the the inside color first and then the other way. And I'm going to bring in a piece of foam in a few seconds here, especially since I have one with dies on it. Now somebody will come up with the idea for those butterflies and I won't have the butterflies anymore. Doo-doo! And then I'm curious how this is going to look with the pink that I have here. And this is going to go like this. Oh, okay. I am a holder like this, so that's not going to work. Hang on a second. I'm going to do this. Sure, that's how it's going to go, I think. Isn't it? No. How does this sucker go? Oh, no. That's not right. You guys. That's right. That's right. And can I do it the dark pink? I'm going to try the dark pink. Let's see how it works. Can you guys see what I'm doing so that you know? I'm eyeballing, 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 pressing. Let's see. Cross your fingers. Am I on screen? I hope so. Maybe for another card. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to stamp him in the peachy color, and I'm going to stamp him off once. So is this stamping off or is this second generation? I believe it's stamping off. Everybody has their different beliefs. A little tiny weird fleck on there. So just off screen, just have a piece of paper. I'm just stamping it once. And then coming in and it's, oops, softer. Ooh. And I do think I want it not to be this color though, for a fuchsia. So that being said, I'm going to come back in here with the solid pink. And stamp here. I guess I'm going to stamp like this. Close this guy up. So that's going to be pretty. And then I'm going to stamp this guy. Ooh, didn't I just have that on here? No, I must not have. I had to have, didn't I? Oh, here it is. I'm like losing my mind, you guys. Gonna go like that. So I'm just gonna stamp him off again. So stamp and then stamp. So pretty. That's pretty. And this has a little peachy in it, and I think that's going to be okay. Let's see. When I stamp it off, what does it do? Just to be safe, I'll stamp it off. Clean it. That's my cleaning. Okay. Nice. And then this little guy as well. And he almost could be, I barely want to touch him because I'd like him to be that little tiny bit darker. Can I line him up through the other guy? Hopefully. Oh. That's kind of crazy. He looks kind of blurry to me, which isn't usual in my mind. Okay, now that guy I can cut out with this guy. So I'll go and cut that out. I'll be right back. Move that out of the way. Again, wax paper technique of Texture Tuesday with me, Lori, Crazy Pants. Let's see if I have my extra platforms. Oh, Lori. Maybe I'll be fussy cutting. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, fine. Come, texture, come. They were right here. I was showing you, and I threw them over here yesterday. And kind of hard to cut if you don't have your texture boards, Lori. Oh, here it is. Okay, coming. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So pretty. Okay, maybe we will use all three of these. Probably want some green leaves on here too. I feel like the day's going by. Hi, Ava. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Little hair. You know that I am using this now because I think it's pretty. This is so pretty. It's very soft, eh? Bow. And that's very sad. Very quiet. I'm thinking hard right now, you guys. This is Pretty in Pink. And Pretty in Pink and pie, the pie one, and some pie. Where is my Pretty in Pink paper? Here. So Pretty in Pink was an old color. I've had it. It's been in my life once before. And I'll show you how long ago it was. Look at this. Look at that. Who has a blue package of Pretty in Pink? I wonder how much this paper cost. Maybe 13? 13.75 maybe? I don't know. 11.50? Maybe it was 11.50. Look at that. Isn't that funny? That's how old. Yeah, I'm thinking so too, Anne. You're really seeing that strong, are you? Yeah. Was that, or was it because I was crying a little bit? Pouting. I was thinking I was just going to put my initials there. This is handmade. But yes, I think we might want to trim it down. I might want to add in a little bit of this pink, or I could add in a nice striking. Let's go with a striking color. Oh my gosh. If I don't have this a list a little bit cleaned. So Anne's going to take everything out of my room. Nonetheless, I feel like I should have things in their boxes. I think that was her request of me. Okay, I kind of feel like this one could go on that one. No wonder it's getting to be 9 o'clock. I'm making 2 cards, for goodness sakes. Inking doesn't come easy, you know. It don't come easy. All right. ironically, this is the one that I think actually really needs a little something something. I also have to say that holding it there for as long as I did, it kind of actually didn't stay sharp, which is kind of interesting. I don't think it was a wiggle problem. Okay, let's put this guy on here. Looks cute. This guy needs a little trim of something. And I had that, ironically, this is the one I'm going to trim down because I need to do something because of the way it is. And I had that new sky, what's it called? Something sea. What's our new colors called and where did it go? Here it is. No, it's not. But I'm going to trim this down nonetheless. And I know it's the wrong one. I know that's not the one you meant for me to trim. Ah, where did it go? Here. Turn the purple down, mounted and colored, yes. Right. So when I've got that like that, and then I feel like we had this problem one other time of what then to do with that. And I don't feel like it's easy to just finish off fast. So I'm gonna leave that one to finish, but this one is not bad. I am gonna take Anne's advice. I love the softness of the pink actually. Oh, I gotta go trim it. That is driving me a little crazy. So let me just trim that down for a second. So sad that the best one got that, hey? But that's typical of our world. And I'm almost thinking that I can even just leave it with the pink, because look how pretty this is. That's a gorgeous card. Ta-da! Done. But let's slide this back in here. And just to have a big border isn't bad. Although once you start getting a big border, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, maybe it does need something. But I'm going to leave it for now for like that. We'll let it sit. But I'll probably put it on another piece. And then this does need to go on to a little piece of brown instead of that blue sky. And I'll figure this one out. So we'll leave that for right now. And we'll figure out something. But I do recommend, what is the word that I'm kind of looking for? Can I challenge you to do this? It is a wax paper technique. Run back to the beginning. I actually didn't hardly talk at all. See how I basically sandwich it between two pieces of paper. Just watch the beginning of the video again. Give it a try with your blending pens or a brayer and blending brushes, I mean to say, and some ink. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. The embossing folders, there's two ways of it doing all the time. This one, I think that batik-y look, I think I would play up that batik a little tiny bit with some bohemian type of images. And maybe, yeah, I've got a couple ideas. So, all right, I will come back at some point with the finished of these guys. And in the meantime, happy stamping, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys on Thursday morning we did rock and roll, second generation, trees. And now we're on to you. What will it be? I don't know. What technique starts with you? What are your guesses? There we go. See you 10 a.m. Mountain Time. It'll be lots of fun to figure out what the new technique is. See you guys later. Bye-bye.